is suffering centuries' worst flood as torrential rains continue to lash India's fourth largest metro, claiming over.
With urbanization, as we encroach upon lakes, the water doesn't get stored and there's a huge runoff which is generated during rains, and we are seeing floods everywhere.
This is the story of what IIT Madras has been doing to solve these real-world problems. From the issue of lake restoration to solid waste management. From basic rural healthcare access to the challenges faced by millions of Indians with disabilities.
When we talk about our rural India, you know that solid waste management is very poor, and if you are not managing your wastewater or solid waste, your water sources will not be clean at all.
Cataract surgery has become quite affordable, especially in the last 10-20 years. But even today, there is a 40 to 50% backlog in cataract surgeries in rural areas. That's a huge number.
There are over 30 million people in India alone who have some form of locomotor disability. Less than 5% have access to assistive devices.
While IIT Madras is very well known as the leading engineering institution in India, spearheading active research and technological innovations, many have little idea about the large number of socially relevant projects that the faculty and students have been working on, often supported by CSR grant from corporates.
In academia, we do research to understand phenomena better, discover new laws. These are part of a global effort that lead to an increasingly better understanding of the world around us. But there's another kind of research, and these are not necessarily totally delinked, where we actually do work that has fairly quick and significant impact on society.
Professor Indumati, for example, was able to start work on lake restorations in Chennai because of CSR funding.
It's a huge project comprising of 5 lakes.
Because of IIT's involvement and technical assessment that went on for a year, a lot of investment that could have unnecessarily gone towards construction of groundwater recharge structures was saved. Similarly, our technical expertise of IIT had a significant impact on the solid waste management projects in rural India that Professor Liji Philip executed.
Usually it takes 30 to 40 days to get a good composting, so we could reduce the time to 20 days to get a better compost.
The integrated waste management for villages, the work has been so well done, and the corporate got highly enthused about pursuing this initiative for next village artisan by. They have been fully convinced and they want to come back again and again to expand the scope of work.
They fund 1 year CSR and they come back again. That in itself is telling us that they are happy.
CSR funding has helped Professor Sujata of Mechanical Engineering Department focus on affordable accessibility devices designed specifically for Indian scenarios.
Standing wheelchairs, that project is almost over. NeoMotion is a startup that we co-founded from our lab. We have several units out there, long-term trials are going on, that again is scheduled to. We are just preparing for production.
Professor Mohan Sankar of Electrical Engineering Department and his team used the CSR grant to develop mobile cataract surgery units.
It has done almost 12,000 surgeries. Right? I mean, that's a huge number of surgeries in almost 120 villages.
The flexibility is what I love about the CSR funding, and which I think makes a big difference.
For 60 years, we have largely, for at least the first 50 years, we have largely depended on government money. And you look at the more mature Western universities, they are less and less dependent on government. And I think we want to evolve in that direction as well. And of course, our government has other use for the money that it has in its pockets.
CSR funding is also enabling IIT Madras to focus on fundamental research in areas such as artificial intelligence.
So people are willing to fund the next big product in AI, but the horizons at which people are looking to do this kind of funding is very, very short, because AI is naturally a fast-moving field, and if you don't have the fast mover advantage, you're going to lose out in the market, and your clientele is going to shrink significantly, right? So if you're going to be driven by that kind of funding, right, you really can't explore deeper questions. And so having something like this, where there is no immediate deliverable goal in mind, but more the goal is to do capacity building and improve the quality of fundamental research that's happening in India, is going to have much longer term dividends. So you're going to have India become an AI superpower with these kinds of efforts and these kinds of concerted funding that's going to happen.
Another meaningful impact of CSR funding to IIT Madras has been in boosting the entrepreneurship ecosystem.
The startup ecosystem at IIT Madras is one of the, if not the number one, deep technology startup hub in the country. We have majority of our companies working in core engineering sectors, socially relevant sectors.
Many students of IIT Madras are not becoming job seekers. Instead, they are becoming more of a job providers by starting their own company. In a matter of past 4 or 5 years of the incubator in existence, about 160 companies have been incubated so far and collectively offered jobs to about 2,500 people now.
Beyond this incubation, CSR funding is also enabling competitions like the Carbon Zero Challenge, aimed at encouraging tech startups in niche sectors like that of green energy.
Carbon Zero Challenge is a unique contest in that way, where we fund them about 5 lakhs per team. We fund about 25 teams to build working prototypes.
Today, IIT Madras is working in all key social areas from water purification to solar energy to technological education, where corporates can collaborate for scalable and sustainable social impact.
Today, it's possible for the corporates to pick up from the available research work done by faculty, or corporates and IIT can work together, create a custom designed CSR solution to the market.
CSR money that is invested in a technology driven scalable solutions have a longer lasting impact as well as a multiplier effect.
Join IIT Madras in its efforts towards solving real world problems.